I'm recording. Okay. I guess I'll just preface it. I'll be showing you kind of how to set up a drawing in Revit. Hopefully you can kind of refer to it back. So I guess the first thing that we can do is just set up a drawing for you, and then you could probably just apply the changes. So I guess the first thing that we'll do is I'll organize your Revit browser. And then we can start with this lighting plan. Okay. So one of the first things I like to do when I look at a drawing is I like to make sure that everything's kind of pinned down. So you can't just, when you're working on sheets, you can't just move it. So usually what I'll do is I'll look and you could see that it's pinned. Now the sheet can be pinned, the views can be pinned. You can see here, and the notes can be pinned. Notice how the notes aren't pinned. So usually I just like to pin them. And if you want to unpin them, you just click this unpin button. If you want to delete them, just press the delete button. But yeah, so it looks like you've got most of the drawings set up correctly, but since we're on the QA, QB, QC, QD, and we're changing to a QA, QB, we're gonna have to change it up. So usually what I do is, since the template was already kind of configured to you, usually I just go to another sheet and I look to make sure that the crop region is visible right there. And see, the important thing is that if the crop region is visible, you're able to make a detail line and you're able to kind of select this. So this is important for a couple of reasons. So right now I'm just kind of setting up the lines. It's a little bit similar to AutoCAD. And usually the way I do it is I just make sure the bottom left of the sheet, the view title is there. So what I do is I usually take these 2 points and I click copy, and then I go to the lighting plan, and then I do paste align to current view. So it makes it so the sheets go to the other sheet. It's pretty easy. And then to fix your view, the first thing that I like to do is I don't really want to change too much. So the thing that you'd like to do is you'd like to change your scope box. So I know that we have all these options, but the new architectural views, I set up the scope boxes for A and B, and A is the top half, and I believe B is the bottom half. So you just apply your scope box. Okay, and so now the view is done. You deactivate it, and you'd like to unpin it because we're about to move it. And I go here, I click move, and since the annotation crop is on, I take this and I move it to my little marker. And what I'll do is I'll move this here, and you like to align it on the bottom left, and you go here. And then what I do is I try and make sure that everything works well. Obviously, the grid lines are not lining up. I believe it's probably because you might be using a new grid system. I can fix that. So what I'll do is I'll pin, and then I'll go here, and I'll delete the lines. And to fix your kind of view setup, you could change this back, but you're not using a view template uh, on here, which is fine. But in order to fix those grids to make them work, you'll go to annotation. And since you're not using a view template, you're going to have to do this for all of your sheets. So make sure to go to your Revit links and you're going to want to turn off the grids. So you go here to custom and grids. Perfect. So the grids will turn off. Permission to edit the element. Changes will be temporary and not be saved. Not a problem. Okay. So those white grids will go away. And then you're left with these grids that work inside our model. So trying to think if there's anything else I really need to do. This is a kind of the setup, and you just kind of apply this process to the rest of the sheets. So I guess I'll sync, and I think we're good. I'll stop recording. Or yeah, I'll stop recording.
Thank you.